What's up, gang? How y'all doing? It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, a little bit different of a background, I see. Yeah. Well, here's the dealio. It's Easter here, Easter little break, and I decided to visit back home, go say what's up to the family. So I'm out here in Illinois at my mom and her boyfriend's place, and decided to make this little setup for the weekly video. I didn't get you guys last week, so I owe you double the trouble this week. So I promise you I'll catch up to speed. I got one with Skylar I'm coming up with right after this one, so we'll catch up to speed because, as you guys know, this is super important to me. So I want to make sure we're staying consistent with this. No missed weeks here. Not doing that. We'll give it the one little bugaboo there, one little mulligan, but we're back at it. So no excuses. We're set up in our little humble abode here, and we're gonna give you another banger of a video. So hopefully you guys have been caught up to speed. You've been paying attention to everything so far. If you haven't yet, well, you know what you need to do. Pause, go watch the videos before this, see how I got here in this position right now, sitting right here, right there, instead of the old videos that I used to do. Let me know when you're back, and then boom, here we are. So, if you guys have been missing, please go rewatch. Make sure to like, subscribe with those post notifications on so you never miss this beautiful face. Well, I like to think it's beautiful. So, y'all, last video, you guys kind of figured out my journey of how y'all got to know me to how I've gotten to here at this current day, right now, right here, to be on the path that I'm on now. And I kind of wanted to actually dip into that a little bit further and kind of discuss about how I even got here and ways that you guys can level up as well. And I would say over the past year and a half, even if let's say past year, to the beginning of 2023 to now, a few months into 2024, I've leveled up and I've made significant changes in my life, and it's due to a few things, and that's the things that I want to kind of dip into. And essentially, man, I was miserable. I was bouncing around 9 to 5s. I was still partying until 5 a.m., up to no good, up to the weekly shenanigans, dipping, dabbing, doing all that stuff with, other, what's the word I'm looking for here? Lady acquaintances for the weekend, stuff. Oh shit, I'm exposing myself here. When all the craziness would settle down, it would almost be like Sunday, kind of like the Sunday scaries would hit. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I really doing with my life here? What is my purpose? Where am I going? What am I doing? And essentially, I really hate this terminology, but I felt like I was stuck. I was stuck in that 9 to 5, and I was looking for a way to escape the matrix, sort of say. And now I'm running a virtual sales team. I'm living in Austin. I'm creating multiple other businesses that I plan on using, my virtual sales team that, and everything that I'm building with that. I'm using all of that to fuel back into other businesses, fuel back into my passions and other entrepreneurial ideas. And now I feel like I'm working around the clock, but it's all stuff that I want to do. And I wouldn't say that I'm not stressed. I'm definitely very stressed at some points, but it's a different kind of stress, a different kind of mode that I'm in now. And I know that it's all going to pay off, and my goals now are so much different than they were 2 years ago, and the things that I want are so much different. And I don't even enjoy really the things that I used to do 2-3 years ago that I enjoy doing now. And it's all about building and creating and being something that I didn't even know was imaginable. Definitely my family didn't think that. My friends, you guys probably, and it's I'm building things that I'm truly proud of. And I'm kind of using my virtual sales team that I run and kind of the agency that I'm building there as a way to fuel and be my avenue to fuel my passions. So what I want to do and kind of talk about is how I got to this position now, to where I'm essentially running a successful sales agency, running a team, mentoring young guys and leading young people and creating the dream life that I didn't know was imaginable, and how I revamped this entire thing and recreated and restructured my entire life. And there's a few things I want to get into and talk to you guys about to kind of help you guys get on that same like wavelength, okay? And essentially, the first thing that I would recommend everyone do, if you are in the position like me and you're looking for a change, you just need a change, you know you're on a path that is not what you're meant to be on, you feel trapped, you need to escape your hometown. If you don't escape your hometown, you will always be trapped by the same thoughts, the same ideas, the same lifestyle, the same habits that everyone is living in your hometown, and you'll never ever think differently. Know what's possible outside the realm of what the group think of your hometown thinks. Now, I love all my people from where I grew up at, and I love all my friends, I love all my family, but it's like I knew I thought different. I knew I was meant to do something different. I knew I was meant not to do the normal, so I had to do whatever I could to escape. Even if I wasn't ready, even if I didn't have the financial means to do it, I had to do it. I had to do it for my future and for the betterment of everything that I was creating. And I wouldn't be doing this right here and have this opportunity to revamp back into like my YouTube career if it wasn't for me taking the leap, deciding to get into sales, run a sales team, create a sales agency, and run that. I would not be here right now doing that. But I also wouldn't have taken the leap if I didn't meet people outside of my hometown. If I was in my hometown, I would be doing the same shit that I was doing 2 years ago, partying with them and not really doing anything different. Probably dating some chick that I knew in high school and college, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have done it. You have to escape your hometown. You don't know what's possible till you get out of your hometown. And what they say is truly accurate as far as you are who you surround yourself with. So name the 5 people that you surround yourself with most, that's who you will become. And I was like, I love you guys to death, but this is not what I've become. I have such bigger dreams, such bigger aspirations, and this is not what I want for my life. I was becoming miserable. I was just living in the moment, and I was just chasing that high, sort of saying the weekends to just repeat, do it again during the week. And you gotta escape the hometown. You gotta do it. And I knew that was the first thing I had to do to take my life to a whole different avenue, to take it to a whole different step. So I always would say to anyone, the first thing you gotta do, even no matter how uncomfortable it is, you gotta rip that Band-Aid off, and you gotta get out of your hometown. You gotta move somewhere different. You gotta be around new ideas. You gotta be around new thoughts. You gotta be around new people, and it will change your life dramatically. A second thing I would say to anyone that's looking to make a massive change in their life and get out of the trap that they feel like they're in is you can't be okay with the normal. You're probably gonna get shit on. People are probably gonna say you're weird, just super like non-normal, and you're not gonna succeed, and they're kind of laughing at you. You can't be okay with what they define as normal. You have to be okay with following your own path, doing whatever that is. I'm the guy here to tell you, follow your path, chase that path that you have. Don't let anyone else hold you back from it. But the only way you're gonna live that dream and live those things that you always fantasize about is by not being okay with the normal, not being okay with what all those who surround you think is normal, which is get a job, hang with the same people on the weekends, go to the same bars, do the same shit that you've been doing since you've been in high school. So when you try to start that business or you start that YouTube channel, you want to be a singer or you want to be art, whatever it is, that's not normal. It's above their way of thinking, so they're gonna shit on you. It's gonna be weird with them. It's not gonna make sense to them. You have to be okay with that. You have to accept that realization that a lot of people aren't gonna dig what you're doing, even your own family, until you succeed, until you make it, until they see you killing it. And essentially for me, man, it just hit me eventually where I was like, I knew I would never be okay and content with the norm. My mind started becoming consumed with the fact that I have to create something amazing. I have to create something extraordinary. I have to create something that no one in my city, no one in my state, no one that has really ever seen. And it might take a long fucking time, and it might bring me to the edge a lot of wanting to quit and give up and just give back into the comfortable lifestyle and quit on all those dreams and ambitions. But I became obsessed with the idea of creating the dream lifestyle that I want. I became obsessed with everything that I fantasize about. And at this point, I would say I'm obsessed. Obsession may not be the most healthy thing in the world, but sometimes it is necessary to create that dream that you have ever wanted. Some of the craziest people that you've seen, some of the biggest geniuses that you've seen, some of the people that you admire the most were obsessed with reaching that goal, obsessed with reaching that target, obsessed with creating that brand, creating that thing, creating that idea that they just thought about again and again and again. Once again, you know, it might not be healthy because cutting out relationships and then saying no to dating and cutting out friends and cutting out social life and not seeing family as much and really, you know, eliminating all of that to create it. But I know it'll all be worth it in the end, and you got to realize that as well. The third thing I want to talk about, they all kind of correlate, this third one here, but it's time management. Sacrifice and time management go pretty hand in hand with this. And what I would say is time management is still a struggle for me, but if you don't break every single hour in your day down to a T almost and really schedule it out, even like your relaxing time, your time to play on social media, your time to scroll on TikTok, you were letting times pass to where you could get one step closer to be living that dream life, to be having those things that you've always desired, to be living everything that you've ever wanted plus more. But you have to break your time down, very, very important. I bet if I realized how much time I was wasting just endlessly scrolling or looking at big booty chicks on Instagram or the next thirst trap on TikTok, you know, it's like that shit is literally programming your mind, bro, programming you to get distracted. That's like what they're there for. Regardless of the fact, like, you have to be very, very good with your time. If you're not good with your time, someone else is passing you up, but also it's another day that's where you could have been one step closer instead of one step back. You know what I'm saying? Use your time efficiently. Use it as the most valuable thing that it is. Your time is your most valuable asset. Not money, not your family, not your background, not your education, your time. There's no one like you, bro. Ain't no one gonna have the time that you were blessed with, that God gave you. So you have to use it effectively. You have that dream, you have that vision of that lifestyle that you wanna live. Well, it's there, but you have to use your time effectively to get there. You have to do things that are constructive and effective to build that instead of using it unwisely. And essentially that comes down to making sacrifices, saying no quite a bit, not maybe going to that party this weekend, maybe putting in that work on a Saturday and Sunday and saying, hey fam, you know, I can't see you for, you know, I'm gonna have to come to this family party next time. Why? Because I'm getting it. I'm creating something that you guys didn't even know was possible. This is something that I was put on this earth to do. This is my purpose. But the craziest thing is, if you manage your time right, if you manage your time right, you're like me. You can be like me also, as to where you don't need to cut off completely your social life. You don't need to say no to every single thing. It's just about saying no at the right times. Kind of like I compare it to eating clean. Like, okay, you have a Panera. We call it Breadco in St. Louis. My St. Louis people know. You have a Breadco and then you have a McDonald's. Well, which one are you gonna pick? You don't have to eat chicken and rice for every meal to get in really, really good shape, but it's making those decisions. Are you gonna eat the McDonald's or are you gonna eat the Breadco? We'll eat that Breadco instead of the McDonald's and watch the results. Maybe Friday there might be like a dope party, you know. What if, Halloween party and oh my God, I know this hot ass chick that's going, man, she wants me to go, but I also have like a super important meeting that I need to have in the morning tomorrow. I have a sales call that I have at 10 a.m. Well, I know if I work this Friday night and then work all day Saturday, hey, you know what? I can go out Saturday and have fun, recuperate, and then get back to it Sunday. It's all about making those small sacrifices that really aren't that big in the long run, and then everything else is right there for you. Everything else, bro. So it's like, say no to the things that you might not want to say no to, but really aren't that big, and you can still have fun. You can still go out. You can. It's be balanced. Say no to at the right time, but it comes down to time management. A lot of people are not good with managing their time, so instead of, you know, hey, yeah, you know what, this is when I'm gonna go out, this is when I'm gonna have my social time, this is when I'm gonna hang out with my girlfriend, this is when I'm gonna hang out with my boys, this is when I'm gonna sit back, relax, maybe have a couple drinks, this is when I'm gonna sit back and smoke my jit, you know, like, that's okay. It's just about managing it correctly. And the word balance, I guess, would come to another thing. It's like, you can balance it, but you have to manage your time correctly. If you manage your time correctly, it will work. Pretty much, y'all, that was what I wanted to get into. Those are the main, things that I did to essentially change my life dramatically in a short period of time, from being the frat boy and the partier that y'all I got to know to being here. And I still have fun, man. I still do my thing. I still am like a happy, I'm no one different. I just locked in, essentially, in a way. I just got my priorities right. I fixed my train of thought and the way that I think to essentially become everything that I fantasized about for the past year and a half, 2 years, and I'm like, now I feel it starting to come. I'm starting to feel all the hard work pay off and truly come to fruition and become everything that I've ever wanted and more. Y'all can get there too. So hopefully this helped you guys. I got some good videos coming up next. Next one with Skylar, we'll get into a little bit more about what you young fools gotta stop doing so that you can live better. We're gonna get into that. But we're gonna go into relationships, some other more topics that y'all have requested. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Spit a little more sauce for y'all. Hopefully you liked it. Make sure to give this a thumbs up for your boy. Let me know your thoughts. If you agree, if you don't disagree, or if you disagree, if you like where everything's going, if you think that I'm a knowledgeable guy about this, and if this was valuable to you, hopefully it helped out at least one of y'all in some way. But yeah, we'll be in Austin soon, and let me know what you guys would like to see next. Catch you in the next one. Peace.